Hey, this is Tony with Christianity Now. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about this crazy story about these women that are on the internet reporting that they are being randomly hit. And it is terrible. But I think there's a Bible solution. Stay tuned. All right, folks, we're going to talk about this. It is so crazy, the way that our society has degraded. It's gone downhill. People need Jesus. That's just all there is to it. If we obey the gospel, if we live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world, go read Titus 2:11 and following, then we will be living in accordance with the divine morality of the cosmos, and we will be in alignment with the rules of the cosmos, and we will have a better life. Don't believe me? Go all the way back to Genesis chapter 4. Cain was asked, "Why art thou wroth? And why is thou countenance fallen? If thou doest well, would it not be accepted of thee? And if thou doest not well, then sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him." The implications of that is, if you don't follow the rules of the cosmos, you're going to enter into a copulative relationship with sin. The progeny, death, chaos. It's not going to go well. No matter what system in which you live, even if it's set against you, you will be better following God's laws, the laws of the universe, the standard of morality, God Almighty. All right, here's this article. The man who allegedly punched New York City woman in the face arrested after viral TikTok video. This is CBS News, New York, cbsnews.com. So in New York, police have arrested a man they say randomly punched a woman in the face in Chelsea. Haley Cate's video about the attack went viral on TikTok, garnering tens of millions of views. Word of the arrest comes as New York Police Department sources confirm they are now looking into several random attacks on women between March 25th and 27th in Chinatown, the West Village, Chelsea, and Midtown. All of the victims were punched in the face or in the head and assaulted while walking. CBS New York learned of another incident overnight. Police say a man punched a 24-year-old woman in the head around 12:45 p.m. Tuesday at 6th Avenue and West 23rd Street in Chelsea. The victim was not seriously hurt, and the suspect took off in an unknown direction. This is real, and so we want to make sure that we called it out as such and warned women about this, said Julie Menon, co-chair of the City Council's Women's Caucus. It's completely unacceptable. These women are literally walking down the street and randomly getting punched in the face. Skibalki Stora, 40, was arrested Wednesday. Police say Stora randomly attacked Kate, 23, while she was walking on 7th Avenue near 17th Street just after 10 a.m. on Monday. He faces misdemeanor assault and harassment charges. According to court documents, the assault was captured on surveillance video. Stora has a history. No, this is the part I want you to listen to. Lean in and listen to this. This is the crazy part. Stora has a history of similar assaults, police said. He had been arrested in December following 2 other alleged assaults. He's being held on $10,000 bail, which means $1,000 gets him out. You only have to put up $1,000 bond, and a bail bondsman can get him out, and he can be right back out on the street. So far, of the recent assaults the NYPD is looking into, Stora has only been connected to the assault on Kate. He remains a suspect in several of the other open cases, sources said. "You guys, I was literally just walking and a man came up and punched me in the face," Kate said in her video while displaying a large bump on her forehead. "It hurt so bad, I can't even walk. Literally. I fell to the ground, and now this giant goose egg is forming." Folks, I've had one of those goose eggs on more than one occasion. They don't feel good. And listen, it takes a pretty hard lick for a goose egg to form. So her viral post helped shine light on a handful of similar posts by other women who also described being randomly attacked. "I literally just got punched by some man on the sidewalk. He goes, 'Sorry,' and then punches me in the head," Olivia Brand said in a video posted on TikTok on March 17. Another woman said she was attacked on March 19 at around 8 p.m. near Delancey Street, Sarah Zasuki Harvard claimed a man came up from behind her and punched her in the back of the head. And this article goes on and on. I wonder how many of these guys that are doing the punching share a similar story to the man that they just caught and arrested, because we know that New York is just a cesspool of recidivism because they have violated one of the rules of the cosmos. Because the sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Ecclesiastes 8:11. Now, why in the world would we think that if we don't punish criminals and we just put a revolving door on the courthouse, why do we think you're going to have a city that's safe to live in? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to confess this, and this might not mean that I'm a good person. I have very little empathy here because these people voted this in. It's like that meme where the person is has a hangman's noose around his neck, and it's attached to a little sapling, and he's watering the sapling, and then in the next frame, the tree has grown and he's now being hanged. That's what they're doing. Every time you vote for these liberal politicians, these crooked politicians, you get this soft on crime kind of idiocy that just perpetuates a problem, and it makes a downward spiral. And then you have stories of absolute good Samaritan heroes who see a man on a bus that is threatening women, and he neutralizes that threat, and subsequently that man dies. Well, they put him in jail, but they won't do anything about the people that are pushing folks in front of the subway. But what they will do for the folks pushing people in front of subway trains is they will police you, and they will take away your rights and infringe upon your freedom, because they've brought the National Guard in to check your bags. That's like the wolf coming and killing the sheep with his teeth, and the sheep saying, well, we feel like teeth are dangerous, therefore we are voting to remove all of our teeth and the teeth from our sheepdog. No, if the wolf comes and kills a sheep, you arm the sheep. You got it? There's another meme that comes to mind about victims are not victims when they're armed, and predators think twice about victimizing people who are armed. And then you have a picture of a lion just looking at a porcupine. So yeah, folks, Jesus is the answer. Vote your values. And if you're in New York City, if you're in these blue states where all this crime and this recidivism is, and all of these people are getting murdered and raped and all of that good stuff, vote these politicians out. Vote them out. Get somebody else in. Listen, how many times are you going to go out to a tree with a butter knife and try to chop down a tree with a butter knife before you at least come back to the drawer and try another piece of silverware like a spoon or a fork? At least if you will say, we're going to stop doing stuff that isn't working and try new stuff, even if you try a bunch of stuff that is not working, if you constantly try new stuff, eventually you'll work yourself around to the woodshed and you'll get an axe and you'll be able to chop down that tree. Folks, I'm going to read it again. Ephesians 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. When I was young, I had a big heart. I was very liberal in my idea of punishment. And I was talking to an old man, and I was talking about, he and I were talking about capital punishment. And I said, you know what? I just don't think capital punishment does a really good job of deterring crime, meaning the death penalty. And he kind of chuckles and with the patience of an old man says, well, it's 100% effective at deterring one crime or one person from committing more crimes. And of course, that's the person that's executed. Now, I'm not saying we need to execute people for petty charges, but if a crime, for instance, if hitting somebody, if assault and battery should carry with it a sentence of 15 or 20 years, then they should be looking at the full 15 or 20 years. You should not put a revolving door on the courthouse and just have these people coming in and out. Yeah, that's all I've got, folks. The answer is Jesus. It's literally that simple. If thou doest well, will it not be accepted of thee? If thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. These Democrat cities, these blue cities, have not been doing well. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Proverbs 14:34. Proverbs 11:14. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. We need to be righteous, and we need to have righteous, wise counselors. You have the right to make, you have the ability and the right to make changes. For show questions and topics, send an email to christianityisnow@gmail.com. Be sure and subscribe to our Substack. And if you want to support us monetarily, you can do so at Patreon, www.patreon.com/Christianity Now. You can also become a $5 a month member of Substack. So that's all we got, folks. God bless, and we'll catch you on the flip side.